Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, I'm Yvette, so welcome. And in today's video I wanted to talk about the importance of actually creating time for yourself. You know, some of us can't even exist for 5 minutes by ourselves. We start feeling bored, we start feeling like we don't know what to do. We have this like silence that we don't even know what to make of it. And sometimes I feel like it's good to have just a spare time for yourself, even if it's 30 minutes or 1 hour, depending on how busy you are. It's good to just create time when you are by yourself, because the world is already crazy. Everyone is always running from one place to another, from one task to another, and I feel like we never stop to just think, to just like breathe and be in the moment for even for 1 second. We are always in a rush up and down, and creating time for yourself is important because it has a lot of benefits. It makes you, it like allows you to actually reflect in what's happening in your life, because when you're out there you are always thinking about what's happening in other people's life. And I don't know about you people, but for me, I feel like when I'm in a crowd for a very long time, I get emotionally exhausted because I meet different people. There are some people who are sad, there are some people who are happy, there are some people who are like stressed, anxious, and I feel like after with all these people with different emotions, I feel exhausted because I feel like I'm feeding off all these people's emotions, and at the end of the day, it feels like I've been actually working so much. Mentally I'm tired, physically I'm tired, and sometimes it's not even an emotion that you're the one feeling. It's other people's emotions that you've been collecting all through the day. And just having a quiet time with yourself, even for 5 minutes, is really beneficial. And some of the things that you can do when you are actually alone, you don't have to be all out there. You can just take a few moments to just think of where your life is at the moment, all the goals you've been planning, how they're going, all the things you actually achieved, and all the things, your dreams, your interests. You can take this time to just write stuff down. Sometimes writing things down will help you put things into perspective, because maybe there's a place you've been like eyeing that you want to visit, but then if you don't write it down, sometimes you won't remember, because life happens. There's a lot of things that pile up on top of each other, a lot of schedules that sometimes you even forget you had plans with yourself. And creating time for yourself is more important than creating time for other people. It's okay to let other people down. You don't have to always be there for others. Sometimes you have to be there for yourself. And just creating a you time where you actually just sit with yourself and think about yourself is really beneficial. And yeah, so the first thing you can do when you are alone is write list. Write a list of your goals, write a list of your dreams, write a list of places you want to visit, write a list of people you have to catch up with, because sometimes we even forget to connect with people, and I know I'm guilty of that a lot. You sometimes even forget to connect with family and all that, so you can use this time to actually connect, even call up your mom, call your brother, talk to them, and just know how life has been going. And that's the first thing. You can use that time to create lists. Also, you can use that time to like catch up on your personal like tasks that you had to do for yourself that you've been putting off. You know, there's small tasks that are personal to you that sometimes you push to the side because you have like work to do, other people's like deadlines to meet and all that. And this me time, you can use it to actually catch up on that work. If you have a lot of laundry you need to do, you do it. You fold your clothes, just go through your clothes and find out how many of them you even wear anymore. Sometimes you might even find some of them don't fit, but you don't really know, because you've never even gone through them. And also you might also be buying new stuff and you have a pile of other stuff that you haven't worn in a long time, but you can't even know because you haven't created time to go through your clothes and all that. Another thing you can do when you're alone is just sit quietly. If that's boring, there's always music. Find your favorite playlist. Go through it. There's those music when when you feel happy, when you're in a positive mood, you listen to them repeatedly. Find that playlist. Listen to it. It will help you go back to that mindset. That place when you felt like the world was the perfect place to be. Yeah, go through that playlist, listen to it even if it's for an hour. Just listen to music. It helps you helps you it helps create positive energies and all that. Another thing you can do is watch a movie. Other times let's say, watch a movie, you feel guilty because you feel like there's something you're putting off, there's something you are procrastinating on. But when you actually create time to watch the movie, you create time to watch a whole season of your favorite movie or something, that actually helps you be calm, and you actually enjoy yourself, you actually enjoy the movie more than when you actually did plan to watch it. So create time to watch your favorite movie, because then when you create time you don't feel guilty. And also, the next thing you can do when you're having an alone time is read your favorite book. There are those books that you read, and by the time you finish them, you feel like, oh my god, I need to go back to it. And sometimes it take a long time before you actually have time to go back and read through it. You can take that book. Same with music. When you read a certain book at a particular point, there is that emotion you feel at that point. So when you actually go back to read it for the second time, it brings back that first time feeling you felt when you were reading it for the first time. And sometimes it's just good to go back to a feeling that you felt at some point. It helps you bring back good memories and all that. Another thing you can do when you have an alone time is go somewhere. You don't have to stay indoors. If you're not used to staying indoors by yourself, for the first time it can be a little lonely, as some people think, but you can take that time to just go outside. Just start walking without a real destination. Just take a walk to somewhere. Even if you can't just your place is not that quiet, and you can't have the quiet peace. Sometimes just walking and observing people. There's this thing I used to do when I used to get bored at home. Just get outside and start walking. Even if your streets are so busy, there's this feeling you get when you actually observe people. When you normally walk, you don't really have time to look at someone and see what they're doing. But when you're walking with this intention of actually observing and learning about what people are doing, you get this realization that you've actually been sleepwalking, because there's so many things you find out that you've never noticed when you passed a route. You've never noticed when you looked at something. And when you actually focus on finding something, you can actually discover that maybe you haven't even noticing a lot of things that are around you. And yeah, so it's important to create time for yourself. Even if it's not a self-care day, just create time to think about your life, create time to talk to yourself. And I don't mean I mean, if you are used to talking to yourself loudly, you can do that, but create time to actually talk to yourself. You talk to other people a lot, but then at the end of the day, you only have yourself. So you need to learn how to have a conversation with yourself. No matter how weird it is, at the end of the day, you realize that there are some things you've been pushing off in your mind, pushing off in your schedule, and you really had a lot of chances to actually put them into perspective, a lot of time to actually like focus on them and do them. And the same way we create time for other people's schedules, the same way we create time for other people's like stories and all that, is the same way we should try to create time for ourselves, because at the end of the day you only have you. And if you are not in a good mindset, if you are not in a clear vision of what is actually happening in your life, you're not in a position to also help other people, because you yourself don't even know what's happening in your life. So creating time for yourself is very important, and for me I think it's an essential thing, because as I said before, sometimes the world has a lot of things going on, and if you don't create time to put them into perspective, you'll feel stressed, you'll feel overwhelmed, and that's when you start being lazy, and because you don't really know what to do, because you've not sat down with yourself and actually went through all the lists of your interests and things you've been wishing to do and all that. So guys, I hope you got something from this video, and I hope you try out some of these things and you realize how a difference it makes in your emotion, in your days, in your life. It helps you put things into perspective, and that's the most important thing, putting your life into perspective. And I hope you got something from this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a good day. Bye.